Good afternoon, football fans. The SFL is back on Next Level Sports, celebrating our 20th anniversary season. I am your studio host, Cameron Irvine. We are right in the thick of its fifth weekend, and this afternoon, the unbeaten Arizona Scorpions are hosting the London Knights in a rematch of the Season 19 semifinal that saw the Scorpions upset London to reach the championship game. London finished last regular season with the league's best record at 11-1, but it's been a struggle through the first three games, already dropping 2 contests, including an upset loss to division rival and current North Division leader Canton. The Knights are 4-2 against the Scorpions all time. Their 2 losses, though, have come in the postseason. 4-0 all time in the regular season against these Scorpions. They average 463 yards per game this season, that's best in the league, but are giving up 422 yards defensively, 4th worst in the league. Expect a shootout today if both teams can take care of the ball. The two have combined for 21 turnovers in 7 games, both below average in ball security. Kickoff is next with the lovable Colin and Rick Northrup on the call. I'll be back at halftime to catch you up on the biggest SFL storylines you may have missed in the first month of the season, recap games already final this weekend, and more. Enjoy the game, everyone.
We're looking at the Arizona Desert in a playoff rematch from a season ago. That was season 19, this is season 20, and these two teams are on very different paths. Arizona looking to keep pace in the West, and London looking to forget about a fourth quarter collapse that saw 2 lost fumbles and a loss to Canton. I'm Colin Northup. Rick Northup is my sidekick for this week.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the SFL.
Johnny Pickler and the rest of the team are looking to shake off an unbelievable loss to the Canton Classics a week ago. And the Arizona Scorpions, well, they're on a revenge tour. They were knocked out of the playoffs this season. They were knocked out from winning a championship a season ago. And they want to get back there and possibly win the whole thing.
Eddie Gage, 2 Scoops, is on a mission this season. I think you're right, Colin. Should be a good one. Here's the coin toss.
Johnny Pickler calling the toss for London. It is heads and the visitors from across the Atlantic get to choose, and our statisticians are Jacob Clear and Ron Haynes. Cameron Irvine, our executive producer extraordinaire. JT Delaney set to kick off for London.
Just a reminder, we brought both the Rick Meter and Denver the Service Dog with us for tonight's game, and we're underway.
As the return up the middle, that's Ryan Owens, gets knocked down at the 26. Ashley Jackson and this Arizona offense goes to work first. Rick, they coming off a win a week ago versus the Motor City V8s, in which Arizona connected on a couple big plays, a couple touchdown passes to Owens, ultimately making the difference in the W for them. First and 10 at the 26-yard line, Jackson. 6-step drop, she fires down the middle, and it's complete for the first down to the 43-yard line.
That's
Connor Weston.
Sorry about that, Colin. That's a nifty little rocket right over the middle to get this thing rolling. And I'm sure we're going to see more of that. One of the best-in-class arms there.
Weston, 4 grabs, 107 yards, including a 76-yard touchdown a week ago. Jackson throws her, and their second pass is going to be intercepted on the play. It's Tony Roberto, the linebacker, number 98, grabs that one out of the air, and London is instantly in business.
Well, there we go. It's announcer curse just beginning to complement the passing game. And, oops.
So Johnny Pickler, who was 34 of 44 for 319 yards but threw 2 interceptions and no touchdowns, versus Canton, will go to work first and 10. Robert Merrill, 129 yards on 19 carries and a touchdown of 52 yards. Pickler, 7-step drop, goes for the ball, and he got it on one play. Vin Kelly and a wide receiver touchdown, London.
That's the whole enchilada right there off the bat. The Lloyd Carr quick strike. Momentum swing play, and why not? Gets behind the secondary there, Colin. Couldn't even make the easy color guy comment about the great field position they enjoyed after that interception.
And Delaney on for an extra point attempt, 10-14 to go in the opening stanza, and it's 6-0 pending the extra point. Arizona 6.5-point favorites at home, over under 59.5, courtesy of the boys over at Jack's Data. Delaney's extra point is up and through. 7-0 London with the quick strike.
Hey, if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, and here's the kick.
It's away, and Ryan Owens is the returner. He spins out to the 25. So Arizona, they got one 17-yard play to Connor Weston, and Ashley Jackson's very next throw is intercepted by Tony Roberto. Jackson's the quarterback. DJ Moses is second, who had 90 yards on 20-plus carries, is the running back last week. Justin Williams is the fullback. Wide receivers Connor Weston, Ryan Owens, TJ Punk, and Will Todd is the tight end. First carry of the game for DJ Moses. Up the middle, tackled for a 3-yard gain by Emmanuel Blackman, the corner. He's joined out there by Brandon Ewing and Mike Jones. Anthony Wiles, the free safety. Jack Russell, the strong safety.
He's a dog.
Tony Roberto, the inside linebacker, had the interception. Jacob Creech, the first-round draft pick, is on the outside, along with Tyler Max Scarborough. Moses is away with 2 spins down to the 41. And it's first and 10 at the 41 for Arizona.
Pick up a nice first down there with some running. along the way. See if they can get Ashley, over that early pick.
She's back to throw and almost threw another interception. A crowd of white-shirted defenders, Blackman among them.
It was nearly intercepted, as you were about to say, and then it was nearly dropped and then nearly picked again. Oh, my.
Second intended to 41.
Ashley Jackson's going to need to have a little bit better selection on the receivers there, maybe a little bit better read of the defense. Who knows, London may be mixing some things up pre-snap that are confusing.
Jackson back to throw, fires, corner out, open that is Weston.
Just the way they
No, that's Punk down to the 23-yard line. It's TJ Punk. And an Arizona passing attack that averages only 288 through the air per game is heating up early. Jackson is number 2 in touchdown passes with 9 coming in. As she's back to throw again, fires, complete. This is out of bounds. Weston, his second grab, gets him to the 11.
Just a nifty route package there that gets Weston all by himself out there near the sideline for a first down.
Brian Owens, the only one without a target so far. Jackson play action, back to throw, down the middle of the field, complete for nearly a first down, and Justin Williams took a big lick, but he almost got the first down to the 2.
I could still get a first down without scoring here, and that nearly happened on that play.
Previously spent time with the Tulsa Desperados, coming over to Arizona in free agency.
Missed the number of the DB that stepped up to help ensure that was short of the line of gain for the Kniggets.
They're gonna throw. Ooh, that almost turned real dangerous. Blackman knocked that away, punked the intended receiver, 3rd and less than 1. For Moses, 24 carries, 90 yards a week ago on the season. 492 yards on 92 carries, 5 rushing touchdowns. Good for number 3 in the league. 2 lost fumbles, however. He's in the eye. Williams in front of him. They'll throw. Going to Moses out of the backfield. Easy peasy. Touchdown, Arizona.
Easy, but did you see that it was also dangerous as that was undercut by one of the Knights. If they'd have gotten it, that was going back the other way. Here we get another look at it. Come right. Oh, just over the reach. Well done. Nice throw. Pinpoint throw.
And Arizona is an extra point away from a tie with 7:49 to go in the first quarter of play. Warren Moses.
Yes.
That is his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. He had 2 coming in.
Nice. And we're tied. Here with 7:49 to go in the first quarter, Colin.
And the drive summary, 8 plays, 74 yards, taking 2 minutes and 25 seconds. A 2-yard touchdown pass to tie the game. We've had 3 possessions, 2 of which have been for scores.
Sandwiching an interception. Entertaining game already. The Rick Meter staff is very pleased so far.
Kickoff is away. Terrence Wavy, the returner. Up the middle and Wavy. Ooh, he got knocked back to the 24-yard line. Let's introduce you to the London attack.
Please do.
Johnny Pickler is the quarterback. Robert Merrill's the L-back. Tommy Kennedy, the undrafted free agent rookie fullback, number 44, Terrence Wavy. We already mentioned him. Ben Kelly has a touchdown, and the veteran Fox Highway. Talon Steele is free agent pickup from Houston, and they got some players along the offensive line to protect Pickler and open up holes for Merrill, who catches the ball out of the backfield and advances for a pickup of 7 to the 30-yard line. Those linemen up front, left tackle Anthony Anderson, an all-star a season ago. Perrin Abaya at left guard, and Demetrius Farmer at right guard. They'll be contending with a defensive front that is loaded to bear. D.D. Sachs and Alex Constantine are the defensive ends. David Tilley, who's been a menace, and Hunter Norwood are the defensive tackle. As Pickler throws, down the middle, catch made! High wind, caught it, but it was almost swatted away. I think that was Eddie Gage back there, as Talon Steele is the man credited with the reception.
And London has second bit of success with a deeper throw down the middle. We'll keep an eye on that combination.
Sean Moore is the inside linebacker. J.R. Lawless is outside. Nathaniel Diggs came over from D.C., as did Skinny Washington, the corner. Parker Thomas, Everett Garrison. That is picked off. It's picked off in the middle by the Arizona defense. And Iverson Gamble said, "Give me that ball."
Nice look at it there. And a timely end of the drive for the Scorpion, ending of the Knights' drive for the Scorpion D, Colin, as they were looking, for all intents and purposes, like they were going to move into at least field goal position.
And for London, the turnovers continue to bother the Knights. Coming in, I'll get to that stat in just a minute, as this throw is complete down the middle. Ryan Owens' first catch, and he's marked exactly at the 50. This is a London team that's turned it over 10 times coming into the day, -2 turnover differential. Despite scoring 31.7 points a game offensively, they've given up 32.3. So they like to live by the shootout. Arizona doing much less. A great one-handed catch by Owens. His second grab.
That's the second best one-handed catch I've ever seen.
Owens had a 65-yard grab. That was his only catch last week against Motor City, but he made it count, as did this one here today.
Wow.
What a beautiful catch.
I know that Motor City result stung a little bit for you, Colin, but Scorpions looked good. Not going to take anything away from them.
Up front for Arizona, they have left tackle EJ DeQ, left guard is Patrick Kelly, right tackle Sean Crooked, and throw complete to Will Todd. They're going to say gained 6 yards before stepping out of bounds. 2nd and 4 from the 25. Is where it'll be marked. Jackson definitely on a tear early, Rick.
Except for that one pick. And there's
Moses with a nice juke through the hole. Gets to the 17 for another first down.
kind of a ambling, rambling man around the right side, Colin, just finding some space.
Look, watch this move. Whoop! Right on Jack Russell, juked him out of his cleats. Only the third carry for Moses. Jackson's thrown it 11 times.
And that puts them in the red zone. Rick Meter is watching with interest here as Arizona attempts to take the lead. Still in the first quarter.
Here's the give to Moses. Ooh, he's hitting the backfield for a loss of 2 in a big way by number 98, Tony Roberto, who moved from outside to inside linebacker.
Roberto says, not so fast, my friend.
Already has an interception to his name, does Tony.
Really?
He had the 1 pick today. He had 1 coming in, so that makes 2 on the year.
Yeah.
2nd and 12, empty backfield. 7-step drop from Jackson down the middle. Complete. This is Will Todd. All the way down to the 3, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Yes, it will for your Arizona Scorpions. And both these teams are looking to trade some punches here early, Colin.
Combo tackle there made on the play by Weil and Russell on the big tight end. Well, Todd, 6'4", 240 pounds. As you see a look at Jackson's numbers, 9 of 12s. He's back for number 13. This out to Moses, and he tried to get his second touchdown through the air, but could not. Stopped at the 2.
There was some open field there, but good pursuit by the Knights secondary. With the stop, brings up 2nd and goal.
Offset single back is Moses. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. They give to Moses, and he will not get there. They said he got at the goal line, but he did not.
So close.
Break the plane.
Oh.
Scully Max Scarborough says 9. You will not break the plane.
You must break the plane to score the 6 points. They call it a touchdown, but you do not need to actually touch the ball to the ground. For those Australian rules fans just joining us.
Single wing. Moses standing up. Touchdown. His 2nd of the game. First one through. First one on the ground.
That's a
Touchdown.
Scorpion D-line. O-line just, I don't know what was going on with the Knights. They didn't even really have to push back. They just sort of walked forward, creating the space for Moses. As the Arizona Scorpions get their 2nd score. Still 3:09 to go in the first quarter, Colin.
Cliff Allen is the kicker, and his extra point is up and good. It's now 14-7.
Well, and for those of you fans that took the over, you're feeling pretty good so far. A lot of football left to play. But my goodness, 21 points still with 3:09 left to go in the first quarter.
9 plays, 62-yard drive, taking up 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Has Wavy on the return again, up the middle. Will get knocked down at the 24.
And the kickoffs we've seen from Arizona so far, I'm impressed. He's been able to drop it right on the goal line.
How about that shocking number from London? 0 rushing yards to Robert Merrill, who had 129 a week ago.
They did throw to him, and it's always dangerous to get Merrill out in the open, but the Scorpions dealt with that play pretty effectively. Here we go.
Pickler back to throw again, fires over the middle, caught for a 5-yard gain exactly at the 29. Ben Kelly, his 2nd catch. It'll be 2nd and 5 as a result.
So I think ball security is the name of the game for the Knights on this drive. They've shown an ability to progress the ball down the field, Colin. They just need to continue to hang on to the ball.
Pickler had 7 interceptions coming into the game, only 6 touchdown passes. He's back to throw again over the middle. Oh, right, almost to a black-shirted defender. That was Nathaniel Diggs. Had his big old mitts right there, and it's 3rd down and 5 for London.
A big paw. Yeah, and both quarterbacks seem to have some out-of-character plays where they're maybe misreading or just electing to make a poor decision, poor throw, poor choice of throwing windows.
There to get to Merrill, his first carry, and he doesn't get there. In fact, he's 2 yards short of the sticks, tried to carry 2 people, including big old David Tilley, along for the ride, but he was stopped 2 yards short, and London will be forced to punt.
I wonder how much that play call right there was a little worry about Pickler maybe not having good field vision yet. And, as the game goes along, QBs get more comfortable and get a little more coaching on the sideline in game.
And the punt is away. There's a little pressure on, but they didn't get there. And fair catch will be called at the 31-yard line is where they will mark it.
But Merrill was 0 yards, getting the call on 3rd and long.
only picked up 3 when they needed 5.
Yep.
Ron Haynes and Jacob Clear keeping track of the facts and figures, making both of us sound smart.
Indeed. Thank you.
Trips to the top of the formation. Moses, the single back in the backfield. Hopefully get it offside.
Going.
And the throw down the middle, it won't matter. Williams on the post.
That play will be declined. That penalty will be declined. As the Scorpions generate a first down. First down.
The guilty party for London is number 69, Spellman Lane. He's up front along with William Davidson at defensive end. Frank Stackhouse is the defensive tackle, free agent pickup from Queen City. And the SFL's sack leader a year ago, Cam Fosby, number 93, is the other defensive tackle. Lane guilty of the infraction. And for Mr. Lane, who has 1.5 sacks in a year, Cam Fosby is number 2 in the league with 5 for a defensive tackle. Very impressive numbers. Jackson down the field. Whoa, what a catch is made. At the 35-yard line, going way up in the air.
Heck of a grab. Heck of a grab.
Jackson is just slinging that pigskin all over the yard. What a crab. Weston had to climb up the ladder to go get it.
Ends up securing it with only one hand, one arm, going to the turf, and manages to maintain control.
And Mike Jones on the tackle.
Mr. Jones. Dr. Jones.
Another free agent pickup from Queen City that's on this London team. And Jackson again. Ooh, knocked away. Punked the intended receiver. Looked like he had a hand on it, but Blackman had real tight coverage.
I'll get a nice ground level shot here. Oh, is already past the throwing lane, reaches back and knocks that thing away. You're going to be a helmet sticker for that. We giving out helmet stickers? I am.
And Blackman, 6'3", 200 pounds. A one-time All-Star back in season 18, his 5th year in the league, all with London as Moses up the middle, spin move, broken tackle. There goes TJ Moses, and London now has a 3-touchdown lead.
2-touchdown lead.
2 touchdowns.
As they score their 3rd touchdown. I knew what you meant. Wow. And the giant animated scorpion, which scares the crap out of everybody under about 7 years old.
Broke the tackle to Jack Russell, and it was see you later. He scored all 3 touchdowns for his team, 1 through the air.
That's a highlight reel right there. Those guys that compile the highlights need to pay attention to that one.
7 carries, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns with a long of 35.
What? And there it is.
Snap spot kick is good. It's now 21-7, and we still have 52 seconds left in the quarter.
This is awesome. Well, let's hope for some London scoring here. Keep this thing close. Stating the obvious. Can't let this thing, you really don't want to let it go a 3-possession, out to a 3-possession differential. Look at that, right on the goal line. What did I tell you about that?
Wavy on the return. Up the middle, tackled at the 21. Co-owner of the Baltimore Vultures said that offensive line is doing work. Certainly are.
Doing work. That offensive line is fire. Yeah, that's how the youngsters talk these days, I'm told.
Oh, don't even try.
Wait, you think that's sus?
And the Knights line up in the weak eye. Here's to get Merrill. Only his 2nd carry, picks up 3 yards. And London now has to be scrambling a little bit. Pickler's thrown 4 of 6 for 91 yards, but unfortunately he's throwing a completion to the other team, as well as throwing a touchdown. Pickler under center, offset single, back is Merrill. Quick drop, out route.
There you go.
That's made. That is Fox Highwind, and the Fox is able to stay in bounds at the 36, and it'll be the last play of the quarter.
Another look at it. Nice spin move.
That's the end of the first quarter. Arizona in front of London, 21-7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on NLSE.
Aerial coverage of today's game provided by DAGS DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot at the campus at the University of Arizona State.
Arizona State University, there you go. Go Sun Devils, and we're back as London finds themselves down 2 possessions, trying to pull back a little bit here.
Here's the throw out to Merrill. They got to get him going. He spins off 1, but cannot. A second, picks up 5.
Uh-oh. A little slow getting up.
The old Jim Brown method.
Had me, the Jim Brown method, exactly. Had me worried there for a moment. And, yeah, I think you're right, Colin. They've got to get Robert Merrill, going on track, being productive if they're going to have a good attack.
The throw out to Merrill, spins. And they say he got the first down. Forward progress gave him that.
Nice job by Robert Merrill, and he knows the pressure's on. He's gotta have a game if the London Knights are going to have any kind of reasonable chance here.
More receiving yards than rushing yards for Merrill at the moment. Let's see if they give it to him here. They will.
Ooh.
And he goes backwards for a loss of 2. J.R. Lawless with a perfect form tackle. Drops him back to the 44.
Scorpions on the same page, understanding that one of the keys to success for London is Robert Merrill, so they're on the lookout, as they say.
Johnny Pickler, 7 of 9, 112 yards. This will be pass attempt number 10 as 5 receivers are out. He'll throw down the middle, catch made. Ben Kelly. Ooh, and tack on 15 more as Everett Garrison came flying over the top lane after he was already down.
You know, it's tough to, once you get the motor running, it's tough to shut it off.
And that'll push him probably to the fringe red zone area.
Let's see where they spot it.
Eddie Gage has to be not happy about something like that. He's already down. And
Yeah, they should be at the 20, 21. Oh, they're down to the 18. Wow. Look out. Here come the Knights.
And Eddie Gage has to be not happy about that one as Pickler fires complete. Kelly out of bounds at the 8, and it'll be first and goal.
Well, this is where London's got to focus on good ball security, and really that's so far come down to Pickler making the right reads and the right throws. I kind of like their chances here, Colin. What say you?
Their chances are pretty good as they line up in the 3-back set.
Obviously, they are can kick a field goal here, but
Get the Merrill squeeze inside down to the 5.
2 more carries for Merrill. Why not?
And they've covered 8 plays, 79 yards so far. This is play number 9 on the current drive. Ball started back at their own 21. Pickler perfect 5 for 5 this drive. Merrill 3 carries, 16 yards. Let's see if he gets another toe to the rock here. Kennedy's in front of him in the offset eye. Weak. They give to Merrill. Tried to squeeze, but only down to the 4.
That's a long putt now. 3rd and goal from the 4.
Hunter Norwood along with Sean Moore in on the tackle.
See what they dial up here. My guess is they might throw for it.
They do line up with 4 wide receivers. That's a strong possibility. Pickler pumps, now has to go to Merrill.
Oh.
Robert actually went backwards. He lost 2 yards.
Ends up wandering out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Well, that's a disappointing end of that possession. They will get a chance to put 3 on the board.
JT Delaney is the kicker. Number 3, and Mr. Delaney,
Yes.
who on the air is 6 out of 6. This one from in pretty close left hash. Snap, spot, kick is good from 23, and we now have a 21-10 ball game.
The SFL would like to recognize some staff who operate mostly behind the scenes to keep the league operational during the season. Corey Menar handles all stat entries on our website. Liam Crowder keeps the site up and running across the globe. Rochelle Colston, sorry Rochelle, I know you're listening, prepares all the box scores for statisticians. And Mark Lopez running point on tech support for those books. Check back next week for more staff shout-outs, helping to make the SFL the best operation in sim sports.
Ryan Owens on the return to the 29. Cameron Irvine noting that Arizona had 23 plays in the first quarter. London had only 7.
Wow.
Here's to get the Moses up the middle. Ooh, he broke it. He broke a tackle, but he got whacked on the way down, picking up 7. Let's go to Cameron Irvine for a game break. Cam, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Colin. Out in Buffalo today, Queen City and Denver doing battle. Gene Struthers hands it off to Bailey O'Shaughnessy, and the shifty O'Shaughnessy gets a score. We're tied at 7-7 in the first. That game going on the SFL's YouTube channel. Back to you guys in Phoenix, where London jumping offside again.
Thank you, Cam. As the Corsairs and Nightwings tied up there, and we'll get to see who is the guilty party of the
Hey, was it just me or that
jump?
Shifty O'Shaughnessy, man, he has an extra gear spring into the end zone. I think that adrenaline kicked in for sure.
Spellman Lane again, the guilty party.
Uh-oh. Someone's going to get a talking to.
Oh dear, that's not good. His second offside penalty.
Hey, Gage is going to remove the dog title.
No, that's Liam. He's going to unnight the
Liam,
guy. It's a wide open punt. That play took forever to develop. Jackson had to avoid a sack, and there was TJ Punk with the football. Hauls it in, and he's down to the 32. Only his second grab.
Look at that.
As that ball was quacking on the way over.
For all intents and purposes, Ashley Jackson was sacked, and the ball still gets out. Still gets downfield. Is still caught.
12 of 16.
Are you kidding me?
Is Jackson now. As Ashley fires out, completes to Weston. Pick up a 4. There's the comparison between two of the top guys for Arizona so far.
Sorry, pickup of 6 brings up second and 4.
What'd I say? Pick up a 4?
Pick up a 4, yeah. 4.
Oops. And math can sometimes be hard, folks.
Nice. Stay in school, do your ciphers. Hey, is it just me, or is London channeling a little ASU uniform mojo there?
As
Maroon and orange. Or
Moses
yellow.
picks up the first down. That's unintentional. That's the regular look, but given that we are near the campus of Arizona State University, that's...
or as some people like to say, the University of Arizona State University.
Hey.
Easy there. Easy. No need to throw your markers at me.
Here's the give to Moses. He's tackled for a loss of 2 instantly. William Davidson, the veteran, he's been around these parts forever, makes the TFL.
I just knifed through that line. Shot out of a cannon. Maybe either got to surprise the O-line or just had great technique. I don't know what it is, but he gets a TFL.
Jackson.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, and they lose 2 more yards. Seaver had to go back for it to catch the ball.
Very dangerous throw there. 3rd and long now here, Colin.
3rd and 14 for the Scorpions.
Just outside of the red zone now. Don't you know?
As that, like you said, moves them outside. 2 for 2 on 3rd down, but this one is a long way. They have to get all the way down to the 10 for the first down. As Jackson throws for the bundle touchdown, Arizona.
There you go. Or you can throw it in the end zone. Why not? Or to the 1.
Connor Weston touchdown.
3rd and 14, no problem.
And the first person not named DJ Moses to score a touchdown for Arizona in this game does it in spectacular fashion.
I think it's easy being a quarterback. He had a good look right over her shoulder, throwing in the direction the camera was looking. You see how precise she needed to be on that to turn that into a touchdown.
8 plays, 86 yards. 21-yard touchdown pass. Extra point is good. It's now 27 to 3:51 in the 3rd. You're watching SFL presented by APM Music on NLSE. Welcome back to Vitality Field here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Coming up on the 8 p.m. Music Halftime Report, the incomparable Cameron Irvine updates viewers on the news and notes from around the SFL, including Week 5 scores already gone final and the trending storylines from the first month of the league's 20th anniversary season, plus a preview of Impact Monday's Game of the Week, Indianapolis and Minnesota. It's all coming up on the 8 p.m. Music Halftime Report.
Got a 1st and 10 for London from their own 22. And boy, Rick, they must feel like Icarus. They got to keep rolling the boulder up the hill.
You mean Sisyphus?
Sisyphus, yeah. Icarus
flew too close to the sun. That's right. Flew too high.
Here's Pickler. Ooh, almost intercepted. A couple different times. Merrill, the intended receiver, he was being tackled out there. No chance to catch the football.
Well, 3:42. This is a point in the game where we like to ask the question, Colin, what the heck's going on with the Rick meter? Funny you should ask. The Rick meter's coming out with its first read of the game, and it's not only lean Arizona, it's full Arizona. Rick meter in the first half predicting an Arizona win here. Going out on a limb. Maybe too much Mountain Dew for the crew.
7-step drop. Pickler says, I see the prediction, and I'll just throw moonball the Fox Highway. Who's touchdown at the 48.
Of course, this just confirms the Rick meter's delusional worldview that the SFL is organized just for its glory. So, but a great play nonetheless. As I think Johnny Pickler and the rest of the London offense understand, they are behind the 8 ball right now.
183 yards on 11 of 14 passing for Pickler. Back at 10 for number 15, and he completes it.
Look at that. 2 nice chunk plays.
That's Kelly on number 19 on the grab. Only people without a catch are the fullback Tommy Kennedy and Terrence Wary. There's the numbers for Kelly. Now he's over 100 yards, 113 on 5 receptions with that 52-yard touchdown to his name. Robert Merrill on the carry. Merrill with a juke, broken tackle, tried to make it spin, only picked up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, Merrill is really earning his pay tonight, Colin. Is just every yard is contested for that guy. And the Scorpions are not giving him an inch.
Here's Pickler. In the empty shotgun, this is gun straight. Trips to the top. He's back to throw. Land over the middle. Oh, perfectly read out there by the cornerback. It's Skinny Washington, number 23. And it's 3rd and 6 for London.
I think Skinny's fired up about that play. You betcha.
Boop. It's just like when you boop somebody in the nose. The ball hits him right there.
Oh. He's probably also thinking, man, I had a shot. I had a real shot at that one.
Here is Eddie Gage, the Hall of Famer. Out to cover this 5 wide set. Dime 3-2 from the Scorpions.
Maybe 4 down territory if they don't convert here.
Here's the throw.
Of course they get 2.
Touchdown.
Here you go.
Highway. The sun is back in it.
With the windmill placement of the ball on into the end zone. By the way, the end zones are pretty sweet here. But look at that.
Right over Parker Thomas, number 42.
Right. Didn't necessarily need to throw it right over Parker Thomas, but Pickler did. Maybe just to show him who's boss on that play anyway.
30-yard touchdown pass, 6 plays, 79 yards, taking 1 minute and 44 seconds. Boy, London is sure quick strike, and Johnny Pickler's already thrown for 227 yards on 13 completions, averaging 13.4 yards per attempt. The extra point has been good.
That pulls it within 2 possessions, Colin. I gotta tell you, the boys in the Rick meter, boys and girls in the Rick meter, excuse me, guzzling a lot of Mountain Dew right now. They went out on a limb and said Arizona's going to win this game.
Oh, I just got a note from the boys in the truck. Not only are they drinking Mountain Dew, but they're drinking a new kind of Mountain Dew. It's called Mountain Dew Pitch Black. It's Ryan Owens on the return.
That seems illegal.
It's like Mountain Dew with extra coloring.
Oh, is it really?
I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not up on the latest Mountain Dew and Pop-Tart offerings, but that sounds pretty cool.
2:02 left, so they'll get one play off before the 2-minute warning. It'll be an Ashley Jackson pass to DJ Moses. Moses motors ahead, knocked out of bounds at the 40. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by Indian Music on NLSE.
Back off, man. You're looking at the Red Mountains, courtesy of Dag's Drone Works, Colin. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dag's Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com.
Just beautiful scenery out here in Phoenix, and you and I both got up early this morning, made it down to the airport, hopped in the private jet, and now we're here.
Yep, wheels up early out of Detroit. Glad to be down here. It's a little warmer.
Warmer, indeed, that's for sure. Jackson throws. Weston, loss of 2 on the reception.
Hey, Monday night, the budding rivalry between Indianapolis and Minnesota writes its 3rd chapter with first place in the Central Division on the line. Catch Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp on the call and recapping all the action on This Week in the SFL starting at 7 p.m. in the East. All the excitement is on Monday, only on SFL YouTube.
Throw over the middle, knocked down, incomplete. Blackman again on the coverage. Sets up a 3rd and 12. And Rick, that game between Indianapolis and Minnesota. Indianapolis likes to fancy themselves as the legend killer, you know, the whole Sasquatch thing.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the boys from the Twin Cities like to say, oh, the Ramblers will have check engine lights on.
Check engine light, I love it. Of course, I'm going to get a black mark in my file from the league office because I neglected to refer to the commissioner as the incomparable Cameron Irvine as he requires.
Throw over the middle, complete to Owens, and here we go. And hurry up from the London 42 as they easily convert that third down. Jackson sprinting to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a play action. Over the middle. Ooh, Williams dropped the ball. Only his first drop of the day. And almost could have been an interception. Tony Roberto delivering the hit.
And not only a drop, a little bit of a tip drill there.
And for Justin Williams, who had no receptions coming into the game today.
So here's
now has 2 grabs for 21 yards, almost had his third.
I'm sorry about that, Colin. Arizona seeing London narrow the gap to 2 possessions, trying to do something about it here at the end of the first half.
Throw, Moses. Trying to stay in bounds, but the momentum took him out. It's Jackson. He's just putting out the numbers over 200 and
200 yards.
40 yards for the day.
Yeah. Well, and not the worst thing in the world is it stops the clock.
Ball is on the London 35. It'll be 3rd and 3, exactly a minute left.
Most important thing is picking up a first down right here, though. And they playbook's open. They can do whatever they want. They have 3 timeouts.
Here's Williams. Now he makes the catch to the London 22. And again, the Scorpions elect the hurry up. This is a play we see the Denver Nightwings use a lot over the years to R.E. Mills. You know, I saw them up close.
Yep.
A lot. As Williams again with the catch. And now they call time with 41 seconds left. It'll be 1st and goal from the 9.
1st and goal from the 9. Coming out of a timeout. Probably call 2 plays if you want to.
Just running scot-free on a little arrow pattern. And Jacob Creech, 1st round draft pick for London, number 18 overall. Among the tacklers there, split backs in the backfield. Jackson back to throw. Throws it out, and Weston unable to get out of bounds.
Gonna let the clock roll here. But they're back at the line.
Here's Jackson. Slings it. Oh, he got a penalty.
There's a flag on the play. While we wait for that call, we got 45 points scored already here in the first half, Colin, and over 500 yards of total offense. Uh-oh.
We got an ineligible man downfield on Arizona's. That is number 61. Lennox Lewis, the center. Got a little too far downfield to push the ball back to the 15.
Apparently, wandering down the field before the ball was thrown by, I think, behind the line of scrimmage. So
just behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Could have gone either way. We didn't see a replay, so we don't know how far he had wandered. But look at this.
As a throw to the end zone, doesn't matter. Arizona gets it anyway. Ryan Owens has a touchdown grab on his 4th reception, his 2nd touchdown in as many weeks. He just ran scot-free down the middle of the field.
Unbelievable. We're at 51 points and counting here in the first half. This will make it 52 total points. The over-under was set at 59.5, Colin.
I think we're going to blow the over out of the water.
Unless it turns into a defensive stalemate in the second half. I'd say you're right.
Extra point is up and good. 35-17. And London showing that, yes, they can beat this high-flying team that scores a lot of points, but unfortunately for them, their defense can't stop anything
defense
for too long.
Right, defense has had a hard time against Eddie Gage's Scorpions tonight, Colin. 17 points the first half. You're on track for 34 the whole game. You know, that's generally a winning total. But at this point, it's not even going to take the lead.
As Wary on the return. Where could go? 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. London strikes, this time on special teams.
Special teams saying, hey, offense, we got you. We see you, we got you. They score 7 of their own.
And the guy who has not had so much as a target all game long makes a huge impact here on special teams as he scores with 6 seconds to go.
Running to that beautiful end zone here in Arizona. But Scorpion Faithful don't want to hear anything about that, as they're a little shocked. And it's still gonna be, assuming this PAT is good, they'll pull it back to a 11-point, two-possession game, Colin.
With 6 seconds left in the half, it's 35-24.
Wow.
My goodness.
59 total points. We still have 6 seconds to go. Anything can happen. But I will say halftime will come not a minute too soon for the Rick meter, as the staff spilled all of their Mountain Dew, what did it say? Code Black Red?
A blackout Mountain
Blackout Red?
Blackout Mountain Dew.
Blackout Mountain Dew. And Pop-Tarts all over the control panel. So as during that run back.
As the return goes up to the 26th, and I think Arizona's just going to pack this one in. Terrence Ware, second year with London, third year in the league overall,
Yes.
makes a huge impact. He's 6'4", 215 pounds.
Are they going to run a play or kneel it out here?
Well, looks like they're going to run it. One play. Let's see what they got. Maybe it's a throw to Williams or a throw to Owens off of the strip set.
Oh, come on. There we go.
And the throw to Williams. He's going to be wide open. Crosses the 40, and we have reached halftime. The Arizona Scorpions lead the London Knights 35-24. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on NLSC. Stay tuned after the commercial break for halftime.
Welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report. I am Cameron Irvine back here at SFL headquarters, and Arizona has built a 35-24 lead over the London Knights. Coincidentally, in the other game we have going on in the SFL today, Denver and Queen City are playing to the same score. The Denver Nightwings lead 35-24 in the second quarter. That game's over-under was 45.5, so they hit the over by 2 touchdowns just in the first half of play alone. Queen City is yet to win a game. Their defense is very young. Denver is starting to put the pieces together after a victory over Canton and their bye. So some really exciting action going on in the SFL here in Week 5 on this Saturday evening. Got a couple games coming up later tonight, but plenty already in the books so far this week. Let's get you caught up on SFL action already gone final this weekend. Fort Worth was swept by the Houston Headhunters last week, but got their largest margin of victory win in this rivalry Friday night, a 38-16 triumph over Houston. Both Stephen Hacker and Cade Stevens win over 150 receiving yards, and quarterback Marcus Dunhill shook off early interceptions to throw for over 400. Tulsa had the lead most of the night, but Jason Williams came alive in the fourth quarter for Sioux Falls, pushing the Sparrows to a 31-20 win over the Desperados, who we'll see next week right here on Next Level Sports. Tulsa and Sioux Falls are now 2-2 in the Central. The Portland Fleet score one of the biggest upsets of the season, going to Vancouver and taking a 27-24 game away from the Legion thanks to a late interception from Dale McClain. Portland now controls its destiny in the Pacific Division, now winners of 3 straight. Las Vegas dominated Motor City from start to finish, but pulled away with a 21-0 third quarter in a 52-26 win over the V8s. Vegas, 3-1, is sandwiched in between unbeaten Arizona and the surprising 3-1 San Diego Mavericks in a crowded West Division. Carolina got the better of D.C. earlier this afternoon and may just be for real. The Skyhawks limited D.C. to just 38 offensive plays with a ground-and-pound game plan. It was the first win in franchise history for Carolina over the Dragons, who fell below their standards at 2-3. While Baltimore didn't play their best game this afternoon, what effort they gave was enough to get them past Charleston 33-21, who had high hopes coming into the season, but fall to 1-4. The 3-time defending champion Vultures continue to roll and have now won 7 games in a row by double digits. So that's a look at the scores from around the league. Right now, your game at the half, Arizona 35, London 24. And some big headlines through the first month of the season. Things are and are not what they seem. The 3-time defending champion Baltimore Vultures are at the top of the league and the undisputed best team in the SFL right now at 4-0, getting the win earlier today as well over Charleston. But that's about it in terms of what is not what it seems. Of course, Arizona is also, I suppose, what it seems. They're also still undefeated this season, but what's not what it seems are some division leaders and some surprising performances around the league. The Canton Classics lead the North Division with a 2-2 record. London trying to catch up to them, but the Classics already have a win over the Knights and are playing their best football since they joined the league last season. You've got the Portland Fleet. They're 3-2. They're atop the Pacific Division after beating Vancouver last night. And Portland, who has never had a winning season, who has never made the playoffs, is now in a position where they're in the driver's seat to not only make the playoffs, win a division, and maybe even win a playoff game as well. And then you've got the Carolina Skyhawks. No, they're not leading the division. Can't wait to see how they stack up against Baltimore later in the season. But Carolina at 3-1 is doing some excellent things right now. We're just showing some real great balance on offense. They're taking care of the football. And Carolina really has turned a lot of heads. London off to a slow start at 1-2, but still a lot of season to go after they had an early bye this season, a week 2 bye, and so they're just hitting the 1/3 mark of their schedule. Arizona's trying to stay unbeaten. We'll have game updates from Denver and Queen City, which is now 35-27, going on all during your second half. But until then, this has been the APM Music Halftime Report. I'm Cameron Irvine. We'll see you back here for post-game coverage.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. The Arizona Scorpions leading 35-24 over the London Knights. Cliff Allen kicks to Terrence Wary, who just had a kickoff return last time he touched the ball. Kick return for a touchdown, and he returns it up to the 25. Take a look at the numbers from our first half, Rick.
Look at the total yards. Are you kidding me?
And this has been advertised as advertised.
650 pretty much total yards. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Yeah, Colin's tempered demeanor belies the nutso first half we've had here, Colin. Welcome to the second half here in Arizona.
Here's Pickler, 7-step drop, has to step up, get rid of it, and he almost threw it right to J.R. Lawless.
He was hit as he threw, Colin, and I think that's the reason for the errant throw. Maybe? Did you see that?
Yeah, D.D. Sachs definitely laid the wood on him late, but it wasn't late enough to where the referee felt compelled to throw the flag.
Well, he didn't. Yeah, true. And the next points that are scored in this game will bring the over officially on, as we're sitting at 59, over under set at 59.5. The Rick meter came out and predicted Arizona would win this game in the second quarter, as London has managed to keep matching scores with Arizona to keep it a two-possession game. The Rick meter staff is a little nervous about that call, Colin.
Yeah, they should be, as Vin Kelly makes it a 3rd and 5 on that grab there. And Pickler, he's just been dealing from pretty much the word jump.
He dealt one to the other team. Is that right? Just one?
Just one.
Oh, almost two. Sorry, Johnny. Almost spake it into existence.
Vin Kelly, intended receiver. But London unable to do anything with the first possession of the second half, and Arizona will now receive the football. Punt is away. Shane O'Donnell, punter for London. He gets some pressure, gets it away. Fair catch called for at the 33 by Ryan Owens. Ashley Jackson, she's been El Fuego as well. 24 of 30 in that first half, 324 yards. Jacob Clear and Ron Haynes keeping track of the facts and figures for us. DJ Moses, 2 touchdowns on the ground on 9 carries for 65 yards, as well as a receiving touchdown. Gets carry number 10 here, and he's away. Breaks a tackle. Pittsburgh gets run over as Moses gets knocked out of bounds. That was the rookie Creech running over the referee as he gets knocked out at the London 44.
Here we go. Let's get another look at it. That's after he smoked the ref. Nice run.
You can see why that other league decided to move the umpires away from the defensive backfield. It's plays like that.
We did bring Denver the service dog with us for those fans of Denver. He had a couple of surgical procedures earlier this week, but they went fine, and he's recovering, and he's going to be back to his old self shortly.
Pick up a 6 from Moses, who's quickly closing in on 100 yards. He's now up to 88 on 10 carries.
Well, and London obviously talked about slowing down this Arizona attack and trying to re-scheme things here in the second half.
Jackson down the middle, catch made. Ryan Owens down to the 6, and it'll be 1st and goal.
It may all be for naught as Arizona puts themselves on the doorstep.
And Owens again just running free down the middle of the defense. Safety come over late to make the tackle, but it was too late.
And that route combo, I think, held the safeties wide just long enough for him to find some space over the middle. Hello.
Throw down the middle, catch, touchdown. Justin Williams, the fullback, his first touchdown as a Scorpion.
Hey, love to see the fullback get some love. Well done. Well done.
Jackson down the middle, that's our fourth touchdown of the day. And Justin Williams, he is now 6 grabs, 65 yards from the fullback position.
Arizona's feasting over the middle. What are you, just in middle school now?
No.
Excited. Yeah, a little squeaky voice going on there. Going to the Sadie Hawkins dance.
I'm gonna kick your pants. His Cliff Allen on for the extra point. It's now 42 to 24. Arizona scored 42 points in the game last year. As the Knights now all of a sudden find themselves in a deeper hole.
Well, so far, since into the second quarter, they've been able to match scores, Colin. Let's see if they can do it here. They are officially in a track meet, but they need a defensive stop to go along with scoring on every possession, probably the rest of the way.
And I don't know even if their offense can't get the scores, this defense, well, they need to get more stops than what they've been getting. Johnny Pickler lines up with 4 wide receivers, trips to the top. Here's the throw. Kelly on the grab, picks up 8 yards, and he's now up over 100 yards for the day.
He stands at
7th grab.
106. You know, and London Collins they've got the weapons to do it. You know, between Pickler and Merrill, and go ahead with name your favorite wideout for them. They can get it done. Let's see here.
Here's Pickler. Out to Merrill. Ooh. Spin move. Juke move. Another spin move. And he gets down to the 42. 2 spin moves.
The Count has joined us here. Count always enjoys seeing Robert Merrill and the spin moves or broken tackles.
There's the spin. There's the juke. There's the other spin. First down at the 42. Pickler back to throw, pumps. Has to dump it down to Merrill. Merrill going backwards, and in fact, he lost it. Parker Thomas with a great TFL back there, Rick. And
we've got an update coming, I think, from
Cameron Irvine. Cam, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. I've got Queen City and Denver in an epic shootout. John Lakeman has 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. The rookie hits Deezer Powell in the back of the end zone. The 2-point conversion was no good, but then Denver fumbled the ensuing kickoff. 35-33, Denver leads. One will be faced with a critical 3rd down coming up. Love the Sadie Hawkins dance.
As Pickler.
Thanks, Cam. That's a heck of a game going. What's going on with the SFL tonight? Is it full moon? Something. A ton of points being scored in both contests.
Is the moon blood red? It could be that too. It's Johnny Pickler deep down the field. Wide open as Fox Island down to the 20-10 touchdown. As he plants the sword in the end zone.
Here we go. Off we go. Pending the extra point, that'll cut it back to 11 and a 2-possession game again. Holy smoke, what are we watching?
For Iwan, that's only his 2nd receiving touchdown on the season. And for Pickler, that's touchdown pass number 3 as he's up out of 311 yards passing. 19 of 25 unofficially.
Everybody's holding their breath.
JT Delaney
No snap again.
boots it through. It's now 42-31. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on NLSC. We'll be back after this.
Oh, you know this game.
Phew. This game has been absolutely crazy. Back and forth we go. JT Delaney to kick off the Rhino. Fielded from the 3, up the middle. Cuts to his right and knocked down at the 20.
Miss any SFL action? Want to fast forward your SFL experience? Check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation, provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your college football and basketball highlight needs. And there's a ton of them between this game and Queen City.
Denver.
Yes.
As the slant over the middle, Will Todd on the reception. Picks up 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. And for Will Todd, that's only, I believe that's going to be grab number 3 at 2 already. Yeah, the grab number 3 is up to 30 yards now. 3 catches.
Well, we're sitting at 73 points scored. Still a 6:25 to go in the third. Look at this, man.
And DJ Moses spins ahead to the 42. And you see the numbers for him. He also has a touchdown receiving in addition to the 2 rushing. And it's with moves like this that's why the guy is top 3 in rushing touchdowns among running backs.
Nuts. And taking a look at the stat sheet, Colin. Look at some of the totals for these guys already. Fox Highwind with 130. Ryan Owens at 91. Hunter Weston at 79.
And DJ Moses up over 100 yards now on that last carry. He's at 109 on 12 carries. Will Todd, his second straight catch for him. And the big tight end makes it 2nd and 1.
You know what sticks out is Robert Merrill, 12 yards on 6 attempts. That is very un-Robert Merrill-like work. And we had talked earlier about London needing to get him going.
As Moses, 2 spins, in the hole, and he picks up a first down to the 42.
Maybe I should have yelled 42. My gosh.
Now under 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Jackson up under center. And allowed to throw to the fullback or Owens on this little post pattern. They go the other way. Moses out of the backfield to the London 31st
Just
down.
a brilliant move there, Colin. Brilliant. I got him.
As Moses was wide open, nobody picked him up after the play fake was delivered. And good tackle made in the open field by Jack Russell. Too little, too late.
Indeed.
We have a 1st and 10 at the 30. Jackson back to throw. Fires out. This is the other tight end for Arizona, number 84. Vin Diesel picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 as Arizona's now up over 500 yards. 505. 509 of total offense. 388 through the air and 121 on the ground. Jackson throws. There's some more yards. Moses spins, juke. 2 spins and a broken tackle as he gets down to the 10-yard line. And TJ Moses continues to show he may secretly be a wizard. Look at this. 1 spin. 1 juke. And a broken tackle spin. Jackson quarterback rating. QBR 136.8. 31 of 37. Here's Jackson over the middle. Justin Williams touchdown. His 2nd. And Ashley Jackson's now thrown 5 touchdown passes in this football game.
5 touchdowns. It's incredible. London feeling like they just can't catch a break.
And Jackson is now up to 413 yards, 32 of 38, 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. She continues what has been a sizzling performance, Rick.
That makes, we say, 413, 32 38, 84% completion. Just the one blemish early, the interception. Was that the first possession? I think it was.
Yeah, one of the first possessions of this ball game. Actually, the second pass that she threw was right to Tony Roberto.
Jacob Clear and Ron Haynes doing the stats. They might keep us honest on that. It was either the first or second possession. It was either way. It was like, let's see, 80 points ago, something like that.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those things. Wary on the return. Up the middle, breaks the tackle up to the 26. And London just continues to have to chip away.
They reel it into within 2 possessions. It ballooned out to 3 possessions, and Arizona was looking and is looking great, but started to look really great at that time. And the Rick meter came right out, went from neutral to full Arizona win in the second quarter. They're sticking with that.
Zamero gets tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain. David Tilley feeling good about that. First tackle on the day, solo for David. Been in on a couple of assists prior to that. We go 4 wide receivers. Pickler under center.
He might have somebody on that left side in the slot. I can't see who that is.
This
right
is
there.
They go to Merrill. Robert does his best to try and move forward, but gets knocked out of bounds.
I get trying to get Merrill going, but both guys on the slants were open. They were open. Come on.
They were up and throwing the ball.
Old man yells at Cloud, come on.
As London goes 5 wide again here on 3rd and 10. Been a while since they converted a 3rd down, and oh boy, do they need one here. Pickler going, oh, one-handed interception. Alfred Garrison, he had the penalty, the late hit that cost his defense 3 points, and he just goes up and snags it.
Says, okay, oh man, showing off the big paw. No glove or anything. Must have a dips his whole arm and stick him or something. How the heck does that happen?
In London, they were 2 of 6 on 3rd down. And that's another failed conversion. And what's worse is they turn it over. The Arizona has just been red hot.
In good field position, yeah. They the opportunity to punt even.
Moses spins and picks up 7 before he's whacked down by Scarborough.
Well, this is the point of the game where if London D is going to come up not only with a stop, but maybe a turnover, now's the time. If you have any stops, stop them now.
Use them now, please.
What movie was that? It's adaptation of that line.
Oh, that's the Madagascar.
Oh, the Madagascar line, yeah. I didn't even know my own cultural reference.
Here's the throw to Moses. Spins, hurdles, but it gets knocked down. As you see the numbers for Jackson just continue to pile up.
Pretty good movie. Wasn't great, but I did like the monkeys.
I'm a fan of the Penguins, personally. I love the Penguins.
The Penguins.
Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave.
Yeah, excellent.
I formation. Moses, the deep back, gets the swing pass again. Stiff arms the man down to the ground. Says, "Get off me, my goodness."
That was number 26 who got just shoved to the ground.
That's Brandon Ewing, the corner.
Oh man, the recipient of the stiff down. That doesn't sound right. Shoved down, got shoved down, got put down. Was encouraged to sit down.
That's
I'm gonna stop.
9 grabs for Moses. He gets the carry here up the middle, but he fumbled. He fumbled, and I think the Knights got it. Yes, they do. It's Jack Russell.
Jack Russell. He's a terrier. The dog with a bone there.
Just a pure lane.
Oh,
It's a juke.
Reaches right in there, mid-juke. How often do you see that? Not very.
And Anthony Weil is actually the guy who fell on the ball.
Asked and answered. Jack.
London will take over at their own 14. And number 14 looking to make amends for that interception he threw on the previous possession.
Gets new life.
As Pickler gets sacked. It's sack time back at the 11-yard line. Back at the 11-yard line, Hunter Norwood, number 74, came flying in.
Pickler wanted a flag on there maybe for a little extracurriculars, but our 62 is not complying. Non-compliant ref as far as Johnny's concerned.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Pickler sacked again.
Uh-oh, where are they going to mark him? That was awfully close.
They'll mark him at the 3. Alex Constantine on the sack. We haven't gotten any sacks from all sides all game, and all of a sudden Arizona's like, hold my beer.
Right. Excuse me. Watch this. There had to be 2 mistakes.
End of the third, 49-31. Arizona in front. You're watching the Simulation Football League on NLSE. Look at this beautiful aerial photography from Jags Drone Works. Use them for anything you need, business and
Real estate, events, marketing, and more, right? Great cactus field here in Arizona. Colin, what do you know about that?
Well, I had an opportunity to visit Arizona last summer as part of our trip to the convention out of Las Vegas. Took a bit of side trip to Arizona to see the Grand Canyon, and there's nothing but full of cacti out there. It's Johnny Pickler from his own end zone throws. They needed 21 yards, and they got to their own 21, but they're still 4 yards short.
Oh, man. Wouldn't have been surprised if they'd actually thrown some kind of 80-yard play there, the way this game's gone, but it's like we'll see a punt here from London. Yeah, you were talking about the convention. If you have an opportunity to attend an SFL convention, I strongly recommend it.
Here's the punt away, and the fair catch is called. 4, and it'll be at the Arizona 47.
By the way, APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com.
Here's Ashley Jackson under the center. Throws it out to DJ Moses, who is hit back there, lost 3 yards. Tom Creech came flying in. Nobody so much as touched him. And for Arizona, they're 3 points away from the most points they've ever scored at home, which was 52 during last year versus Lone Star. 52-33 was the final. Most points they've ever scored overall was they scored 62 on the road against Houston all the way back in season 6. Oh, the tip is incomplete.
The pass was incomplete. Yeah.
The pass was incomplete. It was tipped by Jones, Mike Jones. Sets up a 3rd and 13.
Hey, this is very rare in this contest for the Scorpions of Arizona to have a 3rd and long. Colin, let's see what they do here.
They will go 5 wide receivers.
5 wide. Let's go 5 wide.
And London
What?
responds with press coverage.
Oh, they're coming.
And the rush is on, sack time. So the Knights get a sack, and it's Tony Roberto.
Tony Roberto comes right through. They should have held him on that one. He was thinking I might be holding him and let him go to proceed to sack the quarterback. And we've traded punts. Has that even happened in this game?
Might have happened very early.
Successive possessions? I don't think so.
Not successively, no.
Touchdown, pick, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. Yeah, I don't know that we've had successive possessions that have ended in punts in this game. So it's another break for London. Last time they recovered a fumble and promptly went backward on back-to-back sacks. Nothing doing here.
Here's Merrill on the carry. His best run of the day, picks up 8 yards. They're going to call it 2nd and 2.
Look at it. Merrill, who's at one point had only 12 yards on 6 carries. Thanks to our statisticians, Jacob Clear and Ron Haynes. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Hat tip to the facts and figure dudes.
20 yards on 8 carries for Merrill. Likely to get carry number 9 here, and he does. And he's away, hurdles over a man, and spins ahead to the 46.
That's a first down for London, and we've got a game break coming up. Is that right?
Yes, we do. More wild and crazy things going on between Queen City and Denver can't.
Thank you, Colin and Rick. Queen City gets a score on the ground for the first time today, but the two-point conversion fails again. 46-41 on our SFL YouTube channel. Queen City trying to get their first win this season. Back to you guys.
Two great games going on at once.
You gotta admire the guts of the 0-3 Corsairs just throwing haymakers back and forth with a Denver team who I saw against Canton win 12-7 against the Canton Classics in what was the shortest game in the history of the Simulation Football League. How short was it? The Motor City San Diego game was in the third quarter, and I got to watch the rest of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter. As Merrill gets it up to the 45.
Lots of running plays and no timeouts.
It's like watching Army Navy. Offset high. Merrill the deep back. It's 3rd and 1. Pickler under center. Two tight ends paired.
There you go.
Throw it out to Merrill. This time he stays in bounds and picks up the first down and more.
Merrill, if he could, would win the game on one play every time. Let's see what he's got to say for himself now. 32 yards on 10 carries.
Along with 8 grabs for 25 yards. His yards per reception and yards per carry almost exactly the same.
The thing about having Merrill working, if you will, air quotes, is it just opens up so much for the rest of the London offense.
He gets a carry here, but he's tackled from behind for a loss of 1 by Hunter Norwood.
Pickler do his thing, you know.
It's 2nd and 11. Ball on the Arizona 39. 3 men in the backfield. Merrill again loses another 2 yards. Constantine on the tackle.
SFL action on Next Level Sports continues next Saturday, same time, same place, when Tulsa meets Los Angeles. For the first time in the Lycans history, catch all the action on DirecTV, channel 623, or for a complete channel guide, visit nlsc.com. Stay tuned for more programming announcements. Next Level Sports, get more.
Here's Pickler, 3rd and 13, deep over the middle. Oh, it was almost caught by Arizona, but then London got a hand on it, but Skinny Washington and company ultimately win the day, and O'Donnell was back on. For a punt with 5:56 to go.
And as the clock continues to bleed, Colin, so does London's chances as they're going to willingly turn the ball over to the Scorpions. I'm sure we'll oblige them by possessing. Oh, look at this.
Oh, the gunner had it, but he ran it into the end zone. Oh, man.
McFly, think. I turned in my homework in your handwriting and you get suspended. You wouldn't want that now, would you?
Oh, of course not, Biff.
So don't run the ball into the end zone.
Jackson lines up with 5 wide receivers. They're up by 18. Jackson down the middle, catch made. First down, Connor Weston.
So if you look up keeping your foot on the gas in the football dictionary, you're going to see this play. As you mentioned, Colin, they're up by 18, under 6 minutes to go. Let's throw deep. You know, there's a lot to be said to just keep your character and your game plan intact the whole way through. It's a 60-minute game.
Weston is now up to 109 yards, receiving on 8 grabs.
Uh-oh.
We got a flag down. Throw over the middle. It's going to be a pickup of about 3. I think they're going to take the 5 yards, Rick.
Yes, I did notice who was going to be flagged for the infraction.
Our 62 will tell us. And it is Cam Fosby.
Yep. So they'll go 1st and 5. Easy choice there. You know, that's just trying to make a play, right? Trying to jump the snap count, guess the count, whatever.
Trying to do something.
Trying to make something happen, yeah.
Here's to give to Moses, spins, and gets knocked down at the London 48. Pick up of 2, it'll be 2nd and 3. Spellman Lane on the tackle.
Yeah, you know, a score here or a score soon by London. You know, and they're going to have the, proverbial still a chance. But even if Arizona runs another couple minutes off without producing any more points, it's such a long putt. Here we go. A little power here. Gonna throw out of this.
Under 5, no. Moses. Yo, Moses spins down to the 37. You see the numbers there. He's up to 17 totes to the rock now.
You know, and he's focused on ball security. You know, don't want to drop that stone tablet. Here's a little sidestep, a little spin move, but 35 has enough athleticism to stay with him on that and still get a piece of him and bring him down.
Ball at the London 37 as we're now under 4 minutes to go, under 36 yards. Now for DJ Moses. Second. Justin Williams. What a day for him. Not a single carry on the ground, but 5 grabs, 75 yards, 2 of which have been for touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Moses hit in the backfield by Davidson.
Stick around after the game. We'll send it back to SFL Studios where the incomparable Cameron Irvine will give his thoughts on the London, Arizona result. There's got to be a lot of them. And preview next week's Next Level SFL Showcase games. It's all coming up on the 8 p.m. Music post-game update.
Here is Jackson under center, 2nd and 11. Here's to give to Moses. And he's tackled in the backfield.
Brings
for a loss of 2 by Fosby.
Brings up 3rd and long. I guess they're getting nervous about throwing and incompletes at this point. Not sure why, but Ashley Jackson is having herself a game. 460 yards, 37 of 44, 84% completion, 5 TDs. Dottie Pickler's having a good game too. 23 of 31 for 332, 74% completion. It's hard to outplay that, but Ashley Jackson's doing it, Colin. In the battle of the QB stat line.
Jackson trying to add more numbers. And Owens is down to the 9. We've reached the 2-minute warning. What a catch. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by ABM Music on NLSC. Don't go anywhere.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back. 2 minutes left to go in this game. Arizona up by 18, 49-31. They're a couple points away from setting a new record for most team points scored at home. Here's to get to DJ Moses. Moses trying to find the lane. Gets down to the 5, and London calls their first time out.
They do. Want to preserve some clock, get that ball back. And I'll tell you, anytime Moses is toting the rock.
No, the backups are in for Arizona.
Oh, are they?
Carrying the ball.
Who was that? Who was that masked man?
Jalen Gage.
Jalen Gage. Well, he looked like a threat. I love it. Here we go, heavy.
Quarterback turns.
Oh.
Gage tackled. Back to the 7.
What do they have to do to get the home scoring record?
Just
the 54, tie at 53, 52, 51, hike.
It's 53.
Oh no, they need a touchdown.
But the backups are, and Ronnie Bass is the quarterback. When he started, note I still see out there is Justin Williams.
And they go with goal line power.
You get the Gage. He's tackled back at the 10, but London forced to burn all their timeouts. With the clock now frozen at 1 minute and 51 seconds. Cliff Allen on for the field goal attempt. He's 10 of 10.
Well, the betting public knew this was going to be a high-scoring game, but I don't think 80 points, potentially going to 83 points, was on anybody's scorecard here.
Most in makes with 10. Third most attempts with 10. And he's now 11 of 11. Score is now 52-31. Let's see what happens here, Rick, as Allen sets to kick off to Wary.
I expect London to run some hurry up and try and manufacture some points here with a 2-minute style offense. I mean, they're going to take it on the chin, but the offense still needs, its work, and this is a good chance, live chance, to see what you can do.
Where he returns it up to the 24. Cam has information for the Denver Queen City game. Cam.
Thank you, Colin. John Lakeman, 5 touchdowns, no picks on this day. From the 1-yard line to win the game, throws a pick. And Denver now has won 2 straight, 12-3 and 49-46. Back to you guys in Arizona.
Wow, those 2 scores of those 2 games are diametric opposites.
And throwing that pick. Oh, great all game. But you know what? They needed a score guy. He had to throw it in the end zone. Got to find somebody.
Here's Pickler. Slant again. This is Fox High, went first down to the 46.
Give him forward progress.
This is the perfect set to run out of for London. Even if you don't have any plays, you still have enough time to do it. Oh, almost. Intercepted. Addison was the intended receiver.
Let's see if we get another look at that. How close was it?
This is Terrence Crawford on the deflection. Backups in for Arizona on defense. Number 30 Crawford being one of them.
Wow. Well, here we go. 4 wide, single back, Colin. Just for protection, or maybe the safety valve.
He serves as the safety valve. They get it out to him.
Can't get out of bounds.
But makes it 3rd and 2.
Be better off just throwing deep. Maybe you get a PI or something, and the clock stops. That yardage is meaningless.
Here's Pickler. Pumps.
There we go.
Down the field. Intercepted. And it's just been one of those days for the London Knights as it is grabbed out of the air by Parker Thomas.
Man, Parker Thomas going to ice the game for the Arizona Scorpions. Congratulations, Eddie Gage and crew. Ashley Jackson having a performance for the ages tonight.
She actually
Yes.
sent me a message during the game. She says she's down with a really bad stomach virus. Just really enjoyed listening to our call.
Well.
It's actually made her feel better.
All right. Well, if you were back home with us in Michigan, the solution is to drink some Vernors. Get yourself some Vernors. Healing Michiganders for over 100 years. But look at the QBR, 139. Is that 139.9? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, almost to 140.
What's the max? 160? I don't even know. I don't think I've seen one that high. Get out.
Bass in to take the kneel down.
And that's going to do it. Want to thank our statisticians, Jacob Clear, Ron Haynes, and Cameron Irvine in the booth with the dials and knobs.
Thank you so much, guys. Final score, 52-31, Arizona win. And you're watching the Simulation Football League on NLS.
Welcome back to SFL Studios as the Arizona Scorpions defeat the London Knights 52-31. They tie their franchise record for most points scored at home, and this franchise has been around in the SFL all 20 seasons, 10 years of league existence. London falls to 1-3, and a lot of talk about coming into this game, their offense struggling a bit with efficiency, but it was their defense today that let them down. Arizona ran all over them to the tune of about 600 yards of offense. So Arizona, Atlanta, and Baltimore are still your unbeatens heading into Week 6. Coming up, some key games on the SFL slate. First, Impact Monday after the football's ultimate game tomorrow from Darkwood Stadium. One of the SFL's best rivalries is the 3-1 Legend and the 2-2 Indianapolis Ramblers battle for first place. You can catch all the highlights from the SFL this week with me and Paul Sarp on This Week in the SFL, which starts at 7 Eastern on Monday. And then next week on Next Level Sports, the Los Angeles Lycans try and save their season. They go to Tulsa for the first time since the team moved from Chicago to Los Angeles and will take on the Tulsa Desperados in a matchup that we don't get to see very often, and it should be a star-studded affair there in Oklahoma. For all of us here at the SFL, it's been a wonderful afternoon of football, high-flying football, as Denver gets a win and Arizona gets a win. That West Division is pretty good. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We'll see you next Saturday night, and until then, have a great night, everybody.